Let's head to Sprouts today and search for some high fiber, high protein food. So not all foods have fiber. A lot of foods have protein. Foods that are plant-based foods always have fiber, and foods that are animal foods do not ever have fiber. Whole grain foods are usually packed with protein and fiber. For example, check out these old-fashioned mulled oats. These have 4 grams of fiber per serving and 6 grams of protein. Some seeds have more fiber and protein than others. For example, hemp seeds are packed with protein. There's 10 grams per serving of protein and only 1 gram of fiber. But check out the chia seeds. These are actually a really high fiber and high protein food. This has 10 grams of fiber per serving and 5 grams of protein. This is what chia seeds look like. You can add these to smoothies, you can add them to baked goods, you can add them to oats for breakfast. They're really delicious. Another food that is naturally packed with protein and fiber is beans. So check out these Great Northern beans. These have 7 grams of fiber per serving and 8 grams of protein. These are also packed with calcium, iron, and potassium. And some beans have more fiber than others. Those white beans had 7 grams of fiber per serving, and these kidney beans only have 5 grams of fiber per serving. So if you're looking to maximize fiber and protein, definitely check out the nutritional facts of the foods that you're looking at so that you can maximize your protein and fiber in your dietary intake each day. Lentils are another high fiber, high protein food. For example, these are split red lentils. These have 8 grams of protein per serving and 4 grams of fiber per serving. Another great option are green lentils, which also have 4 grams of fiber and 9 grams of protein per serving. Most fruits don't have very much protein, but they're usually packed with fiber. For example, check out these Turkish figs. These are dried Turkish figs, and they have 5 grams of fiber per serving and just 1 gram of protein. But you can combine fruit with things that have more protein, like nuts and seeds, to make a meal that is actually packed with protein and fiber. Now, some foods you'll find have 0 protein and 0 fiber. For example, organic cane sugar has 0 protein and 0 fiber. If you want to maximize protein and fiber in something like a pasta, there are some pastas now like this Rumo Maxima protein pasta that includes 12 grams of protein and 4 grams of fiber per serving. This is a little different than regular pasta because it has wheat flour and pea flour. And not all cereals are created equal when it comes to protein and fiber. For example, check out this one. This is the Panda Puffs. This has 3 grams of protein and 3 grams of fiber per serving. And then check out this one. This is the Nature's Path Heritage Flakes. This has 5 grams of protein and 7 grams of fiber per serving. So you can only eat so much food in a day, so you might as well choose foods that are packed with fiber and protein so you can maximize your intake throughout the day. Now, you can actually get fiber from a beverage like soy milk. Instead of dairy milk, which contains no fiber since it's an animal product, you can actually get 9 grams of protein and 1 gram of fiber per 1 cup serving of soy milk. Now, there's actually a lot of protein bars and granola bars available in the marketplace these days. However, a lot of these foods are packed with undesirable ingredients along with protein and fiber, so it's really best to get protein and fiber from whole food sources. But if you're looking for a quick and easy snack, let's check out some of these protein and fiber bars to see which one would be the best option for something that you don't have to prepare from scratch. Now, something like this made good bar, it seems like it would be really good and healthy, and maybe this is a good treat. It is vegan and good for those who have food allergies, but if you go up to the back and you look at the ingredients, it has oats, agave syrup, chocolate chips, but then it's got some other things like syrup, oil, invert cane syrup, a lot of things that are just not really part of a healthy diet. And these bars only have 2 grams of protein and 1 gram of fiber per serving, and they are expensive. These are $5.29 on sale here at Sprouts for 6 bars, so that's almost $1 per bar. And that's barely even gonna fill you up and give you barely any protein. Now, I would suggest as my favorite protein bar, for something that's quick and easy, are these Go Macro bars. These are 2 for $6, so they're not that cheap, but they do give you 11 grams of protein per serving. And let's check out the ingredients on the back here. This has a little bit of brown rice syrup, but it has peanut butter, sprouted protein, chocolate chips, cocoa powder, and puffed brown rice, and it does give you 2 grams of fiber and 11 grams of protein. So this would be a bar that I would grab if I was trying to get something easy and quick and on the go that's packed with protein and does have some fiber in it. Now, when you're looking for bread, I would definitely recommend sticking with whole grain bread, like whole wheat bread if possible, because that is going to be from flour that is intact with the husk on the outside, which is where a lot of the fiber and protein is, or fiber is. So this bread right here is called Naked Organic Bread. It's whole wheat. It doesn't have the 100% best ingredients, but it is organic, and there's 5 grams of protein and 3 grams of fiber per slice. But to be honest, what I do is I grab a bag of whole wheat flour, and I do make my own whole wheat bread in my own bread maker at home, which I have a video and I'll link in the description below. Now, if you're looking for tortillas, this is my favorite type of tortilla. It's an organic sprouted grain tortilla. This is the Maria and Ricardo's brand, but there's also another brand called Food for Life. It's the same brand that makes the Ezekiel bread. And these little tortillas here have 4 grams of protein and 3 grams of fiber per serving. So this is actually a really great option for adding a lot of fiber and protein into your diet and making healthy and delicious meals. All right, and a good option for getting protein and fiber into one meal in one product is tofu. Now, tofu, since it's made from plants, does have protein and fiber in it, and it's very cheap. This is about $2 for a package here. One serving has 9 grams of protein and 1 gram of fiber. So meat has 0 fiber, and neither does chicken or seafood or any animal products. So if you're really trying to maximize your fiber intake, definitely including some plant-based sources of protein is really important. Now let me just give you an example here. So this is dairy-based yogurt. This has protein, it has 8 grams of protein, but it has 0 fiber. Now, if you were gonna eat something like that, I would suggest definitely adding some fruit or berries, maybe some hemp seeds or chia seeds on top of it so that you can actually get fiber into your meal. Or you can choose a plant-based version. Let's find a plant-based version to see how much fiber is in a plant-based yogurt. Now, ideally, I would find a soy yogurt, but I couldn't find any here. But this is another option. This is Cocoa June. It has 8 grams of protein as well. It's dairy-free, but it also contains 2 grams of fiber. Now, let's check out the snack aisle to find some high-protein, high-fiber snacks that are quick and easy grab and go. Okay, so these gluten-free pretzels, let's just check out the nutrition facts, because you could fill up on something like this but get 0 protein and less than 1 gram of fiber. So, and there's 8 servings in a bag. I bet I could probably have eaten a whole bag in the past. So you don't want to fill up on something like that that doesn't have any protein and barely any fiber. You definitely want to fill up and spend your hard-earned money on foods that are going to give you the most nutrition. Okay, now something that would be maybe a better option would be like a multi-grain sweet potato chip instead. This has, let's see, 8 servings as well, but it has 2 grams of fiber and 2 grams of protein per serving. Here's another option. Now, these are snack foods. They do have some ingredients that are not totally desirable, but these thin wheat crackers have 3 grams of protein and 2 grams of fiber per serving, and there's 8 servings in one box. Okay, here's another option, Simple Mills. These are actually cookies. these have pretty simple ingredients in them, and they do have 2 grams of protein and 2 grams of fiber per serving. So Simple Mills brand. But honestly, the best type of snack would be something that's like a whole food snack that is made in nature. And this has 4 grams of fiber and 1 gram of protein per serving. And one serving is 2 to 3 dates. And here's another comparison. So definitely choosing snacks that are made from whole food sources. Like for example, these Terra root vegetable chips. These are just actually really thinly sliced potatoes and root vegetables. And so they actually have 1 gram of protein and 3 grams of fiber per serving, as opposed to something like this, which is advertised as like veggie straws, but these are not whole food snacks, and this has less than 1 gram of protein and 0 fiber per serving. So see how easily you could fill up on something like veggie straws and get 0 protein from that food intake, or something like these Terra chips and actually get protein and fiber. And here's some other options that are good for high protein and high fiber. Like for example, these are advertised as snacking seeds. So salt and vinegar seeds. This has 7 grams of protein and 2 grams of fiber per serving. So if you fill up on something like that, you're going to be meeting your protein and fiber goals for the day. Okay, so there's a lot of these like whey protein products here, and they do have a lot of protein. In fact, they have 20 grams of protein, but they have 0 fiber. So this is made from whey protein isolate, and then it has a bunch of other random ingredients. Now, this is not a whole food because anything that says isolate is actually something that's been like isolated from its original form. So it's much better to get it in its whole food form. All right, now what about ready-made frozen meals? Let's check out some of the nutrition facts in some of these meals to see which ones are the best option. So this is actually a company called Blue Zones. They have done a lot of research about longevity and nutrition. They have a lot of cookbooks and things like that, and now they're offering these frozen meals. So this one has 8 grams of fiber and 10 grams of protein in one serving for the adobo mushroom bowl, which has kale, adobo mushrooms, or adobo sauce, mushrooms, brown rice, and black beans. Okay, and this one is a savory mushroom chicken bowl. It's chicken breast strips and a savory sauce with carrots and brown rice. Now, this definitely has protein, 25 grams of protein, but only 4 grams of fiber. So it's like if you're going to be choosing one meal over the other, if you want to maximize fiber, definitely getting foods that are prepared with whole foods like beans and rice and leafy greens. That's where you're going to get all the fiber from. All right, now bananas. Bananas have a little bit of protein and they definitely have fiber, but it's not enough for like to just eat bananas. So what I like to do is I like to combine a smoothie of bananas, hemp seeds, blueberries, and soy milk all together, and that's going to give you a ton of protein and a ton of fiber in one meal. Another option is leafy greens. These are my favorite greens. They're power greens. They're baby greens that are already washed and prepared, so you can just add these to dishes. So these are gonna have fiber, but they're not gonna have a ton of protein. So then I'll combine that with protein, like maybe tofu or beans, for a nice, hearty, and delicious high protein, high fiber meal. And same thing with all of these delicious vegetables. This is all fiber. Everything you see here is fiber based, but you definitely want to combine these with maybe something that is packed with more protein for a complete meal. Like I said, beans, lentils, or if you eat meat, you can do fish, chicken, beef, seafood. The thing I love though about getting protein and fiber together from plant-based foods is that a lot of foods that you wouldn't guess have protein do have protein. Like for example, this is a package of potatoes, and you can see the nutrition facts here. 1/2 of a cup has 2 grams of protein and 2 grams of fiber. So that's actually a great option, is potatoes, for getting protein and fiber into your diet. I like to cook a big batch of potatoes in my Instant Pot every week, and then I just grab those from the refrigerator and I saute them with some tofu, some leafy greens, some onions, some bell peppers, and it's a really delicious and hearty meal that's packed with protein and packed with fiber. I'll share a link in the description for how I prepare that potato and tofu dish. And look at this beautiful display of high fiber foods right now in season. Our pumpkins, squashes. Look how beautiful and colorful these are. All right, and that's it for this high protein, high fiber exploration of the grocery store. Thanks for shopping with me today, and check out my playlist down below for more high protein and high fiber meals. See you in the next video. Bye.